Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name's Carmen, and today we have an all signs reading. I figured it had been just a little too long since we had one of these, so let's dive in. You'll be able to find out in the description box below what order I go in terms of the astrological signs, but I like to start off with a little bit of a little bit of a background, I guess, in terms of what general idea we're looking into. And then we'll dive into the individual signs, starting with Aquarius. The first two cards we have from the Santa Muerte deck are the Six of Wands and the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, which makes it seem like you have lacked support from those around you in some sort of pursuit or goal, perhaps even a dream. And they don't expect you to be successful, but you're going to be, or you already are. Hi there, Miss Christina. Hello, Tom. How are we doing? Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. All right, I think we're going to actually continue with a little bit more from the Santa Muerte deck. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Please feel free to make fun of me, and I'm glad to hear it, Miss Patricia. Please feel free to make fun of me for my gnarly nails. I've been doing the art stuff this week, so it's a little bit bad, but what are you gonna do? I try to wear gloves, doesn't matter. Four of Cups. Four of Cups is generally about, honestly, with this, I see a little bit of dissatisfaction or discontentment or discontentedness. I think it's discontentment with the current situation. Maybe even a little bit of disappointment. Like you thought people would be happy for you, or you thought people would want you to do what makes you happy. It's almost like a misery loves company kind of situation here, because we've got accompanying that Four of Cups is the Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, this is like, I feel like whoever I'm reading for, there was a sense here that you were surrounded by or had to deal with a lot of people that were negative, or just like refusing to see that something could go the way that you wanted it to, or that there was a change you could make happen here, right? Hello there, Mountain Girl. How are you doing? Hello, Chuckalicious. Did I miss anyone? I don't think so. I hope you all are well. There's just like chip on your shoulder would be a good comment here. Like somebody that doesn't want to see the positive in a situation, somebody that doesn't want to see perhaps your success where they told you that it wasn't going to happen, right? But I feel like it started before that, like somebody being just a little bit of a negative Nancy. And then this new opportunity or this golden chance at something you wanted for a long time comes through, and I feel like there were chirp, chirp, chirps in your ear, either trying to make you feel guilty or trying to like make you feel that this was too good to be true. It wasn't the right path. You need to do what everybody else is doing. I don't know, just like a lot of like boo hoo hoo, where you expected someone to, root for you. Strength in the reverse. So I feel like we have somebody here who is insecure, and because they see that you are perhaps more courageous or more confident, it's like they want to bring you down to their level. All right, let's do a few from the Golden Lenormand. And then we'll grab a couple from Kipper, and then we'll dive into the individual signs. So yeah, definitely a sense here that somebody was hesitant or just outright not willing to support what your goals were, whether that's professional or where you want to live or who you want to be with. They might have found something to nitpick about every situation. For many of you, I think this is a living situation, where you want to move, where you want to live, whether or not you want to live with them, whether or not you want to live with a partner. Hi there, Nancy. Hello, Khalid. I hope you're all doing well. There's something to do with a house. or how somebody chooses to live. And this is clouds, which generally is about like confusion. And I feel like it's an attempt at confusion because really what I'm focused on is like the wisps over here as opposed to the full-on cloud. So I feel it's like somebody tried to cloud your vision or make it so that you didn't believe something a certain way or see something a certain way. And you were just kind of like puzzled by it, like, okay, well, that's not reality, but weird. Uh-huh, okay. So, if you still haven't figured out if this reading is for you, one thing that may help you figure that out is I'm reading for somebody that has gone through a particularly difficult time. Um, this cross is generally a sign that somebody has gone through like dark night of the soul or spiritual awakening, right? And often those are pretty lonely. But we have the owls coming out, and I think in general, this is more so about communication, sometimes even about intuition. But I think really this is saying you have started to listen to who you should listen to and ignore the messages that you think are not coming from the right place. In other words, I feel like I'm reading for somebody who knows that probably the most important decider in terms of whether or not you get along with somebody or you want them in your energy is if they know how to deal with intent, right? Do you have good intent or are you trying to hide that you have bad intent? So I think you've been able to read people more effectively because you've gone through this difficult time, and it's been one of those things that has helped you understand people and motivations more clearly. Tell me about the cross. House in the reverse. For some of you, there's a family member or someone close to you that wants you to give up or sell something you worked really hard to get. With imprisonment in the reverse, I feel like for the majority of you, we've got somebody here who has decided they no longer want to live with somebody or live near somebody that is controlling, self-centered. Poverty in the reverse. So there is financial and unexpected income. Financial success headed your way. Yeah, I'm definitely reading for somebody who's moving. This card is specifically, it's called change, but it's specifically about finding a new place to live. Often an apartment, but we also had the house card come out. So it could be either of those options. There is something here that has made it possible for you to change your living situation. And I feel like there's somebody here who is not a fan, and it's really their problem, not your problem. Journey. So I already mentioned the spiritual journey, but it's clear we also have conversation going on about moving elsewhere too. Okay, let's dive into the astrological signs. We've got, of course, Aquarius at the start. So this is the beginner's tarot. We're going to pull a couple cards from a tarot deck for each sign and then also get a couple of clarifiers for you. Aquarius, we have the Devil and the Seven of Wands in the reverse. The Fool in the reverse. Who are you dealing with, Aquarius? This person is lame. So we have, I think somebody is, they really don't like themselves and they take that out on people around them. There's something about you that in particular irritates them because you don't have the same shortcomings that they do. So it's almost like they're trying to like prove themselves, but as Miss Joanna would say, we've got somebody here who is the whole damn clown. Because we have somebody who's either obsessed or really insecure or both, doing something unjustifiable or doing something that they haven't really thought out very well because they're about to look like a big douchebag. Like, they are not going to be seen in a positive light because of what they were willing to do. So in other words, there's some element here of things being communicated on like a social platform or in front of a community. Someone's about to look bad to a lot of people because of how they treat you. Now, that's not me saying you should be putting all your business on Facebook or Twitter and telling everybody who cheated on you and who lied to you. Like, I'm really not a fan of that stuff, but there might be something that kind of goes viral or has some sort of, you know, interest to it where people are like, I really want to know what happened. And I think a big part of it is you are meant to be successful here. And the Six of Swords is your card. So there could be a lot about you get this new beginning, someone is left in the dust, and people are like, well, what did they do wrong? I mean, I know this person, and they're actually pretty cool. So something must have happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's gossip because of a decision that you make, likely pertaining to where you live. Four of Swords in the reverse. Specifically, what I hear here is we've got somebody who may think they can put a Band-Aid on like a broken leg and everything will be fine. So for some of you, there's a situation here where somebody's trying to like negotiate, like, okay, if I change the rent, or okay, if I don't cheat on you, or okay, if I start helping with the kids. And there's just like a, sure. Since we're going to live in fantasy land, why don't I dress like a fairy? That'd be fun. I know you're not going to do that. So guess what? I'm not really here to wait for your promises that I know you're not going to fulfill, right? Hi there, Kevin. How are you? All right, let's get one more for you. Five of Cups. You have effectively taught a lesson to somebody who was very self-absorbed. I think they're still learning it. I don't think they're all the way there yet, but I think you are the weapon of choice in this particular karmic story. And the person who thought that they could control the situation is realizing, and I think kind of quickly, that they can't control the situation. All right, we're going to clarify with the Everyday Tarot, and then we'll move on to Gemini. What else for Aquarius, please? Ace of Swords in the reverse. A lie. Six of Swords. Strength in the reverse. Remember, we had strength in the reverse from the Santa Muerte. So interesting, we see it again. We've got somebody who thinks they can lie to you about whether or not they've been able to overcome this devil card. Strength in the reverse is confirmation this person isn't doing the work that they need to, and they're not going to do the work that they need to. Six of Swords is like, yeah, no, go on with your bad self. You don't need to be hanging around this person. They're not interested in doing what they need to in order to do right by you. So next. All right, so let's move on to Gemini. I think we'll go with the Masonic Tarot for you. And remember, you guys, if this is after the live stream, I will put the timestamps below in the comments. All right, so we've got Magician in the reverse, Gemini, and the Tower. So we've got a situation here where somebody feels like they can control the outcome, like they can control you. So this is probably somebody who has issues with fighting fair, having an argument that stays on topic. Like, this is somebody who would like throw something from 3 years ago in your face when you're trying to talk to them about something that happened on Sunday. You're like, rerouting. No, we're not talking about that right now. This person doesn't really understand accountability, Gemini. We have the 10 of gold in reverse, which is the 10 of wands, by the way, in this deck, and the 10 of swords in the reverse. 2 10s in the reverse. Somebody hasn't learned their lesson here, Gemini. It's like I'm refusing to accept that this is the end and there's nothing that I can do. So it's almost like giving me the vibe of somebody who is like, well, an animal that's stuck in a trap that's trying to get out, but really just hurting themselves more. I hate that picture. I'm sorry that I had to use that, but that's what came to mind. We have somebody here who has caused a lot of drama, didn't really anticipate that things could escalate, and didn't believe that this change in address or this desire to move out, whatever it is, was a possibility. And so to deal with the situation, they thought they would make it worse. This is somebody who is like argumentative. You might see like the King of Wands in the reverse, for example. This person's not not happy and not strategic. 7 of mallets in the reverse. That would be like the 7 of pentacles in the reverse. And the 4 of gold in the reverse. 4 of wands in the reverse. If this person is trying to salvage a marriage or a living situation, they're not going to be able to. If they realize that this is kind of like a lost cause, be careful. This could be somebody who's petty enough to try to steal something. So if you live together, for example, put your valuables in a good place or start packing and move things in a way that it's not easy, right? So just, be careful around this person. I don't think you can really trust them. All right, let's get some clarification for you, Gemini. King of Pentacles in the reverse, disloyalty, perhaps money issues, bad planning. I get the sense that somebody here has an issue with budgeting and kind of ruined things from a financial perspective. And that makes it difficult for anyone really to deal with this person, whether it's just as a roommate or a romantic partner. Emperor in the reverse. This person doesn't know how to speak up for themselves or do the right thing for themselves. So pretty routinely, they are, how do I say this? They're the kind of person that always makes it somebody else's fault, right? So if something happens, it wasn't because I wasn't doing the right thing. It was because that circumstance was off, right? So there's an issue here in terms of somebody not really wanting to admit that they're the problem. All right, let's move on to Libra. We'll use the Rider Waite for you, Libra. The Moon, 10 of Swords, hidden betrayal. Some of you may find out that there's been an effort to make it difficult for you to move. So somebody that you thought you could trust or somebody that you thought would not do this may have, talked to the potential landlord and said you weren't a good resident, or talked to the potential employer and said that you're not really a good fit. There was something here that someone did that was a little bit sneaky, a little bit rude, but I have a feeling it's not going to work out because remember, you came out as the 6 of Wands. So this person, I feel like, is just kind of, looking like a fool or like a crazy ex-girlfriend. 8 of Swords. For some of you, this is somebody who is trying to report you and possibly get a restraining order. But we have somebody here who is doing the most. They're trying to find a way to make sure you feel like you can't move, you can't do something different, you can't see things from a different perspective. But they don't realize that there is a blessing here that's meant for you and they can't stop it. So even if it gets delayed, this is still going to come into your life at some point regardless. And then they might have to watch it. So we have Knight of Pentacles and Temperance kind of sideways. So there's still something here, Libra, that you need to like balance out. There's slow but steady progress, and I feel like you've been doing a lot of work to try to stay on the right path. Give yourself a high five for that. But with the Temperance card kind of hesitating to be in the upright, you may still have a toxic friendship or relationship or a heart to heart that needs to happen before you can really be on your way, right? So maybe you haven't even told this person that you plan to leave. There's something here you still need to do, and then there will be like kind of like a calmer situation for you, basically. Wow, 2 4s. So we have the 4 of Cups in the reverse and the 4 of Wands. There's a sense of leveling up here and choosing happiness. So I feel like for a lot of you, this Temperance card is a call to action to speak your mind or share with somebody that there's a different perspective that you have now. I'm going to take both of these, but we've got somebody here who owes you an apology for trying to make it seem like you didn't have what it takes to make something happen. So I feel like you should be really looking at, do the people that are in my life have the ability to apologize or hold themselves accountable? Are they authentic and honest or not? Because if they're not, that might be what's stopping your blessing from coming in, or this nice change, right? Hello, Evil Fairy. How's it going? By the way, you guys, I'm going to try to like lean towards what your username is, unless I know already that it's okay that I use your real name if I know your real name. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys. We're going to move on to Pisces. This is the, almost said the wrong one. This is the Edgar Allan Poe. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Woo. The Lovers in the reverse. 5 of Swords. There's somebody here who sabotaged themselves or sabotaged the situation with you. Kind of the same thing. But they had perhaps some anger issues or a problem communicating truthfully in a difficult situation. With the Lovers in the reverse, I feel like there's a sense here that there's distance because somebody did something that they knew better. So this, again, is kind of looking like we might have somebody that has like a chip on their shoulder. I'm trying to not have reflection here, you guys. But this person has, it's like they tied their own shoelaces together right before a marathon, you know, like they were really close to, I think, realizing something important about themselves and perhaps a connection with you. And it's like they did a reboot on their brain. Like they didn't want to believe it. If this were the Matrix, you know, the wrong pill was chosen. 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. Seven of Wands in the reverse and the Queen of Cups. So it feels like I need to say, Pisces, that rejection is protection. We've got somebody who wants to come back into your life, and I don't believe they've done the healing. They haven't realized the truth of the situation. They just know they miss you. They feel like they don't have anyone else in their life that is dependable or kind or caring, and they kind of feel like you're compassionate enough to just let go whatever happened without them actually addressing it. By the way, I always have that in my description box below, but Virgo is my very last one because I'm horrible. So yeah, we've got the rest of water signs, then we've got fire signs, and then earth signs. All right, let's get some clarifiers for the Pisces folk. Temperance. We've been able to make some serious progress on like a more peaceful environment after dealing with a lot of disappointments, or maybe even a loss of like hope. Um, when you go through a spiritual awakening, it's not for the faint of heart, right? You're going to question things that you never questioned before. You're going to question people that you haven't questioned before. Like you have to shed a skin of who you were and accept things in a different light. So there's a large transformation happening here for you, Pisces, with the Death card. And I do think you'll be fine. You're going to get through this because there's like an inner energy here that knows how to stabilize in difficult times. That's what this Queen of Cups card is for me, because she's standing there in the midst of all of this chaos, right? But she's still just like kind of chilling. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but you are becoming a better person, and like basically you're leveling up. All right, let's go with Cancer. This is the Marigold Tarot. Page of Cups in the reverse, Judgment, and Ace of Rings. So we have somebody who realizes that doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. So there's a sense that you have to choose a different path because the one that you've been on has not been kind or has not gotten you where you'd like to be. The Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Rings is an opportunity for you to take a different path. But we have the Hanged Man in the reverse and the Sun. So it's like you have yet to make a specific realization that helps you figure out how to do this. So be very observant. Don't wall yourself off or bury yourself in social media. There's something here you need to find out. Maybe it's pertaining to laws or scholarships or assistance in some way. We've got the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Swords. If somebody has tried to trap you or betray you and then make you feel like you deserve that, I want you to do within your power whatever you can to find a happier situation. Be vigilant. Know what's going on, because there's something here about this person. I feel like they're pretty petty. You might want to, hide valuables. You might want to delete information that maybe you don't want them to have, change passwords, whatever it is. There's something here about this person wanting to potentially like take revenge on you, and I don't want you to make that easy for them. For some of you, there's like a legal element here, like kids or owning something together, something like that. So be cautious. All right, what else do we have for Cancer, please? Seven of Pentacles, the Hanged Man in the reverse. We have the Hanged Man in the reverse again, you guys. So that's definitely a big call to action for you. You know what you need to change, but you need to do it. And I feel like the obstacle for you is somebody who has a pretty sharp tongue. The Queen of Swords in the reverse. This is a liar. This is somebody who says things to get what they want and not necessarily for good intent, right? All right, let's move on to Scorpio. We're going to use the noisy cards for you, Scorpio. Temperance in the reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. There's an imbalance in a situation because somebody is not willing to lift their fair share, right? They're not willing to work with you or do any work. This is somebody who is causing disruption in a living situation because they are selfish or, again, lazy. Nine of Swords. There are consequences for this behavior, this unwillingness to be helpful. And it feels like there's a significant conversation happening And somebody's making promises, saying that they will find a way to do better by you. And I think there's an anxiety or I don't know, an understanding. You know, this person isn't going to take the action that they say they will. It's all words. Ace of Swords in the reverse, a lie. Holding back. Five of Cups. I feel like the Five of Cups is how you'll feel if you stay in this situation, because you know there's a better option out there. All right, what else do we have for Scorpio, please? Eight of Wands again. Number 8 could be important for you. And the High Priestess in the reverse, the Hermit in the reverse. Wow. Okay, so literally there is an obstacle or a barrier to your spiritual journey or your development, and it's a person. Somebody who doesn't want to become a better person. So you're being asked, do you want to join them and be lazy or unable to put in the work, or do you want to stand up and be your best self? You know, it's your decision. I can only, subtly urge you to do the thing that scares you and do the right thing. All right, let's move on to Aries. Aries, we're going to use the Black Tarot for you, and we're also going to switch over to a different clarifying deck. Let's see. Hello, Miss Joanna. We have the Two of Wands. Oh, and that one. Okay. And Three of Pentacles. Remember, we had the Three of Pentacles in reverse for the pre-shuffle. We've got somebody here who is choosing a different course, perhaps even a different partner or a different job. With the Three of Pentacles in the upright, I feel like there's a choice here to do something different that helps you like exponentially. You're able to save money on rent. You're able to make considerably more for your job. You're able to not have to pay for childcare. There's something here that really makes a difference, and you're either considering it or you've already made that decision. We've got the Lovers coming out. That almost slapped me in the face. So I do feel like there's a sense here that you have a big choice. And with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, I'm going to tell you this is a bigger choice than you think it is. You may think you're just choosing, where you're going to live for the next 2 months. You may think you're just choosing whether or not you want to be with somebody, but this is a decision that sets off a ripple effect for the opportunities that will be available to you in the future. Again, a very important choice here, okay, Aries? So I want you to think long and hard before you make this decision. Which thing is going to open me up for more opportunities? And, oh, no problem, Miss Joanna. And therefore challenge you a little bit more, but also make you happier. So there's an easy choice and a hard choice, and I think you're being told to go for the more challenging option. Six of Cups and Death. Yeah, you need something new. So if this is a job choice, even if it terrifies you, yes, take the new job. Even if it makes you move somewhere else, yes, especially then. There's something here from your past, either living with somebody, being in a relationship with somebody, a job that you've had for like 10 years, whatever it is, you are meant to move on from that and transform from that. All right, we're going to use the Crow Tarot to clarify for the rest of the signs. Aries, we've got the Queen of Wands. You are going to attract the offer or the opportunities that are more on par with who you are. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse and Eight of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so I think many of you are considering doing something that you did before or staying in a relationship that you've been in a long time, and you think something is going to change, and it's not going to. With the Eight of Cups in the reverse, this is like saying there is a cycle here, and that cycle is not going to be broken unless you remove yourself from it. You need to be open to new, new everything, new, like, you guys, there was a point in my life where I changed where I lived, my relationship status, where I worked, like how I worked. I changed everything. And I'm still kicking, you know? Like, you have to be willing to do things that scare you if you want to have a good life. All right, let's move on to Leo. We're going to use the Bianco Nero for you. Can't fault you there, Christina. The Warriors are pretty awesome, aren't they? All right, Leo, we have the Nine of Wands in the reverse and the Moon and one of Carmen's hairs. All right, so there's somebody who realizes they have to be honest in a situation that they've been keeping a secret. So this is like someone realizing that whatever illusion or, I mean, technically this could be like prison, right? But the Eight of Swords is not knowing something. Whatever they have omitted or tried to keep from you, it's coming out. There's no stopping this information. Magician in the reverse. Someone was trying to be very controlling in a situation. They didn't want to come clean. They didn't want to be honest about something they did because they know that it was wrong. So this could be a financial situation. Somebody may have, sorry to chuckle, somebody may have messed things up financially and then decided not to tell you, lost a job, not told you. There's something here that they can no longer lie about. The reason I chuckled is because when I was saying like maybe someone didn't pay the bills, the first scene that came into my mind is like the opening scene to the movie Grandma's Boy. I don't know how many of you have seen that. It's a bit older, but it's basically a roommate who took all of the rent money and spent it at a massage parlor instead. I hope at least a few of you are chuckling with me. But Leo, this is not a very funny situation because we've got somebody who has not been loyal. And I feel like you already know this or you suspect it, and it's about to be like validated or verified. Ace of Cups in the reverse. This is going to impact how you look at somebody. Many of you, this is a spouse or a long-term partner. And I feel like you had a higher opinion of this person before you find this out, right? This is a hit to somebody's reputation and the perception that you have of this person. Knight of Swords, information, somebody being a little bit reckless, perhaps. All right, let's move on to Sagittarius. We'll use the Golden Art Nouveau for you, Sagittarius. High Priestess. Hanged Man. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. You see things more clearly than you used to, I feel, in particular because you have gone through a pretty difficult situation and you've had to keep your wits about you. You have, I think, been largely silent or kind of in the background, not wanting to draw attention to it. But I think you've been taking notes, either just, in your mind, or literally like sending emails to yourself, documenting something. There's something important here that is tied to a loss. And because we had the house come out in the reverse, this could be about like insurance, damage to a house, ownership of a house. There is something at risk here. And that's why you've been kind of quiet, but also very observant. So, congratulations, Sagittarius. You literally said, "Not today, Satan." That's what this is. You were like, "Oh, sup? Yeah, no, you're not welcome here." You maybe had a situation that tempted you to fall back into old ways or old habits, and maybe you thought about it long and hard. Maybe you We're this close. I'm just going to say it for some of you, this is going back to an ex. And for the majority of you, you figured out how to pull yourself back from making that decision. And you reminded yourself there's something different. You wanted to do something different. So I feel like you're focusing on a plan right now that is a little bit unorthodox and maybe not super popular with everyone around you, but you got the Six of Wands coming out twice. We had that in the pre-shuffle and here. Whatever it is that's unconventional that you've been kind of secretive about, this is a good idea for you. Let's get some clarifiers for you, Saggy. King of Pentacles in the reverse, Page of Wands in the reverse. There's going to be a sense of instability and poor communication that precedes you feeling like you understand it all, like you figured it out and that you were strategic. So what this means to me is trust your intuition, trust your ideas, do your research, make sure you're informed. But I think you have an idea here that is going to work out quite well for you. With the King of Swords in particular, what I'm seeing here is you avoiding some sort of loss by thinking outside of the box. All right, let's move on to our Earth sign. Capricorn, we're going to use the gold foil tarot for you. Queen of Cups. Six of Pentacles. There was a situation here pertaining to love where maybe you felt like you gave more than the other person. It doesn't have to be love. Most important is it's tied to this house situation, right? Or this moving situation. It's almost like somebody is trying to stop you from this change by like love bombing you or giving you things. So be cautious here, Capricorn. We do have somebody who may be using wealth to influence how you make a decision pertaining to where you live. Seven of Pentacles. There's a situation here where either you already have or you feel like you are putting in more than somebody else and not really getting your fair share back. So it's like you're dealing with a mooch or dealing with somebody who doesn't really understand how to help or doesn't want to help. This is somebody who doesn't have the same beliefs or morals as you, and you've realized that over time. And this is also somebody who is a pretty masterful manipulator. This is somebody who knows how to use what people believe against them. And that's why we have karma. All right, let's get some clarifiers for you. What else do we have for Capricorn? Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. I see this as disloyalty. Somebody who only cares about themselves, not really interested in what you need. This is, for many of you, a breakup or a dissolution of marriage. Eight of Wands. There's a lot of communication happening and possibly a lot of things being asked of you. Have patience. This is going to end in a favorable way for you, but it might be a little difficult for the person that, you know, was trying to avoid this ending. All right, let's move to Taurus. We'll go with the Meta Muse. Queen of Pentacles. The Sun in the reverse. The Empress in the reverse. Oh, really? So we have a situation here where somebody has been trying to hide their true nature, their true intent. You are coming out as this Queen of Pentacles, somebody who knows how to be reliable, somebody who makes things work. You know, even if things are coming up $20 short for you to pay all your bills, you'll figure out what you need to sell or what you need to do in order to make that money work out. You know, like you figure it out. But this other person that you're dealing with, they are purposefully making it worse. It's like they don't realize how hard you work in order to avoid catastrophe. So they don't take it as something you're doing for them. They just take it for granted. With the Ace of Wands in the reverse, directly underneath the Ace of Wands in the upright, I feel like you're being asked to consider your options and not give somebody a second chance here. There's something else that's meant for you, something that is more your pace or will challenge you in a way that you will enjoy and also benefit from. So let go of the past, Taurus. Yes, death. There is an ending here that leads to a sparkly beginning for you. So keep the faith, believe in good things happening as a result of you standing up for yourself. All right. Clarifiers for you, Taurus. Let's see what we have. 9 of Wands in the reverse. There's a situation here that cannot be made better without separation. For some of you, this is supposed to be no contact. For others of you, this is supposed to be a break. With the Knight of Pentacles, this is progress, and there is something here, an action you need to take. It looks like there's a bit of a timer here, so I don't want you to get stuck with this person. Please look at what your options are. Yeah, the Tower again. So there's a need to make a change or like lean into that change because it will help you in the end. All right, my very patient Virgos, let's get the Egyptian Tarot for you. Hello, Trinity, welcome. I think I even referenced the Matrix this reading, so that's perfect. We have 5 of Pentacles and 4 of Wands in the reverse. All right, so Virgo, we've got something here where I feel like there's a drastic situation where people are getting kind of touchy, people are getting kind of nasty, right? Like there's definitely an argument that has broken out over this living situation. And I feel like you have noticed that somebody is like beneath you. Somebody is emotionally manipulative, doesn't know how to communicate, or outright lies and gaslights you. And you deserve better than that. And maybe you've already told them that because we've got the 5 of Pentacles. So somebody already knows that they're not doing well in your book, right? They're on thin ice if they haven't already fallen through. You guys, look at this. 2 of Cups in the reverse, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. This is a loss that is meant for your better good. Like this is something that is supposed to happen. You get new beginnings off of this breakup or this ending. It's like, you know, delaying cutting your hair and then realizing your hair grows a little bit better after you cut it, you know, like weird things like that. Like, I don't know if I can actually like end this. Like maybe if there's just like a little string there so I can pull it back whenever. Nope, nope, no. Page of Wands. There's something here you need to communicate. And when you do, it's very beneficial. You end up getting what you lost back or more. Because remember, we had unexpected income, poverty in the reverse. You have dealt with poverty because of this person. This person has blocked your blessings. Emperor in the reverse. Because you don't get that giant blessing if you are associated with somebody who would just as soon take it from you. They don't deserve it. You do. So the universe is waiting for you to tell them to get out. The Sun in the reverse. Death. and Four of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, so there's nothing that can be remedied here when the person you're dealing with is unenlightened. This is somebody who is deliberate in their unwillingness to see things the way they are because they would much rather live in a world where they control the reality, which means when they lie to you, they're saying that in such a passionate way as to convince themselves. They don't want to see the truth. They will not listen to you. They will not take any kind of action based on the thing. They just are who they are. So you're being asked to acknowledge that there's something better out there for you, somebody who is of your same caliber. All right, you guys, I've got to run. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next reading. Bye, guys.